So here's a story out of the great state of Mississippi that shows you why a lot of us don't trust or like the police. Now, me myself, I know I need the police. I know they're not all bad, but they're not all good. But I feel that the police system, I don't believe in defunding the police. I believe that the current system, the way they're being taught and trained, need to be revamped, figure out what the issue is, and just scorch earth, go scorched earth and restart it. Do like these other countries, figure out what these other countries are doing. Because what do they do? A lot of them, they say you have to be in the academy or train for like 2 years before you can become an officer. But here, because of the shortage of police officers, you can, like, in a couple of months, become a police officer and be out there on the beat, which is very dangerous because you're talking about a job that where you got your life and everybody else's life in the palm of your hands, and you got to make decisions, and it's hard to become a critical thinker within a matter of weeks, especially being a first responder. Because hell, even being a nurse, you have to go to school at least 2 years, at least, and you have to have critical thinking skills because in the line of duty, if you want to say that, you have to make decisions that can be life or death. I mean, just like that. But anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Man, let's hit it.
Tonight, we're talking about some exclusive NBC News reporting about a man who spent more than 2.5 years in a Mississippi jail waiting for a trial that actually never happened. Sinatra Jordan had been accused of shooting at two police officers, setting off an intense car chase through the streets of Jackson in August of 2022. Officers opening fire on the car that Jordan was driving. It ended with Jordan's friend, who was in the passenger seat, getting shot in the head. She had to get multiple surgeries to remove the bullet from her brain. From jail, Jordan told investigators what happened. I want you to listen to the audio of that recording obtained by NBC News.
Them folks started shooting for no reason. So if you ran, you wouldn't know what to do. Somebody just up and get you shooting.
So Jordan's
I want to hear the whole video.
version
Like, seriously.
is very different from what one of the officers involved in the incident said.
You could hear shots real loud at that time because we were going over 2 speed because of the tires, and they stopped. They slowed down.
But here's the crazy part
It don't even make sense.
of it all. The case took this dramatic turn back in December of last year when the officers were each indicted by a grand jury in Jordan's case. Then, on March 11th, Jordan was able to strike a plea deal and walk free.
What kind of plea deal did he have to? Why would he have to? Why would he have to agree to a plea deal? I'm confused. If they were indicted on what they did, okay, so what were they indicted on, and why did he have to make a plea? December, January, February, March, in 3 months. Hell, 3 months. Took him a little less than 3 months. He was still in jail, and he had to have a plea, but then the charges were dropped. I should have went to Daily Mail for this because I want more details.
The shooting charges against him were in fact dropped. NBC's John Shupe, did I say your name correctly?
You did.
Okay, good. Who worked on this exclusive reporting, speaking to Jordan regularly throughout this entire ordeal. You were there the moment that he walked free, right, after spending 2.5 years in jail, no trial, nothing, literally not. I mean, your reporting is so incredible because you talk about how at one point he was asking you for updates, not right, really even knowing what was going on with his case as he sat behind bars, just kind of waiting.
Well, this is what was so interesting about this. We were looking into several shootings that the Capitol Police were involved in Jackson.
Yeah.
And this one stuck out because Sinatra Jordan was in jail on the shooting and nothing was happening in his case. So over time, it became not just what happened in the shooting, but why is he in jail for so long?
How did it turn then to the officers? Like that's the key here. So they were going after Sinatra Jordan. They were saying, okay, the way in which you told the story is not true, is not accurate. The officer are telling us that you shot at them. They were chasing you, hence why you're now being incarcerated and awaiting trial. And yet then suddenly on a dime, it turns and the officers are being indicted. Do we know what evidence led to that change?
No, I tried to figure out. I got access to a lot of evidence in the case, and there was nothing explicitly in the evidence that I had that pointed to something explicitly that the officers had done wrong. But when a grand jury deliberates, that's all confidential, sealed, the public can't see it. So we don't know exactly what happened inside the grand jury chambers.
So he's not the only one that's being held in a Mississippi jail for.
So my question is too. Another question is, did y'all notice you didn't hear anything about a gun? They said that he shot at them first, but I didn't hear anywhere. He said he didn't see any. He couldn't in the evidence that he saw. There's a lot of things that he wasn't privy to. But I didn't hear anything about him having a gun. It's just that they started shooting at him. Now, why? Now, here's what I believe. I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna believe that he may have had a history, you know, running some run-ins with law enforcement in the past. I mean, because I don't know, was he running because? Well, I guess he was. I guess he's trying to say they started shooting at him is why he took off. But I mean, was he running? Well, I mean, did they pull him over because, like I said, they had history with him and they were trying to catch him on something, and then he took off. They started shooting. That's the kind of that's the kind of information that needs to be brought out, because even though the charges were dropped, there's still something missing in this story.
An inordinate amount of time without any trial. There are some kind of rules to all this, though, as well. In Mississippi, you got criminal cases that have to go to trial no later than 270 days after a defendant is indicted and arraigned, but they can basically be held indefinitely if they're waiting for that indictment, right?
Correct. Mississippi is one of only a handful of states in which there's no limit to the amount of time that you can wait between arrest and indictment before that 270-day clock starts ticking. And then, of course, after that clock starts ticking, even though there are, just like any state, speedy trial laws, there's any number of reasons why that clock can be paused and trials can be delayed indefinitely.
Wow. I know that you're important.
So basically, they're saying that they can put you in jail, hold you for as long as they want to. And then once they indict you, you have 200 something days, or almost 9 months before that they can hold you, before they can say, okay, we're gonna go to trial. But then they can say, okay, we're gonna go to trial. But then every time your trial date comes up, they can pause or postpone it. So hell, you can be in jail for damn near your whole life before they take you to trial, or just say, we're going to drop the charges and we're going to cop a plea and we're going to let you out. The legal system is really messed up. Like I said, this is why people don't trust the legal system. This is why people always got something bad to say about it, because something like this should not be on the books.
Reporting has had a major impact as well on some policy changes in Mississippi. And I want you to walk us through that, because these officers that were involved in this shooting, they were kind of a part of this task force in the streets of Jackson, Mississippi, right? And since your reporting emerged, I believe it was in 2023, there have been some policy changes in the way in which these officers, this task force, goes about its work.
Right. When this task force started working in Jackson, it was a big change for them.
Yeah.
They hadn't gotten basic equipment, body cameras, dashboard cameras, and also had outdated policies to reflect modern police standards, including how and when you can use deadly force. And so after we started reporting on these shootings in 2023, the policies were changed and updated.
How's he doing right now? How's Jordan doing?
I think he's slowly getting used to regular life. He's now got some charges on his record as a result of the plea deal.
Yeah.
He's got to find a job, get an ID, all these very basic things.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be hard for him to get.
Prohibitive for a lot of things when you're on parole. Yeah. What you do with your life. John Chupi, really important stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching.
So bottom line, I do believe that he didn't have run-ins with the law, because now I say he got charges on him. He's on parole, so it's going to be really hard for him to get a job, get an apartment, make money legally. So what is the probability of what he's going to do? Probably get out there and do something illegal, or hang around and, what the others can't do, but lay around, do nothing, drink, do dope. or sell it or go out there, boost, steal, do whatever, do whatever. Well, maybe he can find some odd jobs where he can make cash money. Hopefully that's the route he goes. But just because of this here, oh, they're gonna be on him. They're gonna be on him. They're gonna be watching him, gonna wait for him to slip so they can go ahead and put him back in jail. But for the policeman to be indicted on this case is very interesting. It's sealed until they go to jail. So let's just say they got is it a bail or a bond or whatever? I don't know. I ain't ever had to worry about that. And be able to, maybe a low bond, and they pay it and then get out. They could be walking free, probably, can't work or whatever the case may be, but they can't work as a police in the police force. But they can get out, walk around and be free for for 940 days, if you know what I'm saying, probably before they had to go to trial or a trial date is set. Who knows? But yeah, this is something, like I say, on this one too. Want to keep an eye on this one. If anybody else, if any of y'all ever get updates on this case, man, like I say, send it to me, hit me up. You can comment below, or you can email it to me or what have you, man, just so we can get an update and see where this case goes. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things that cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. If you would like to support us financially, you can always give a super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or you can go to the description box. There are a couple of links there you can click on that help support us that way. We got Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, the works. Now, if you want something tangible for your dollars, which a lot of people do, hey, go to marlonmorale.com. You can hit the Shopify store, or you can just hit the shop button below this channel and check out all of our luxury products. We got fragrances that last all day. We have pure silk products. We have handbags. We got beard products and much more. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. But with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.